She sells seashells by the seashore.
Say that again.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
You've never heard that before.
That's
No.
like classic alliteration.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you go.
Or Irish.
She sells.
You didn't. Yeah, then you start
Irish
going
wristwatch.
seashell.
Wait,
Irish
is it-
wristwatch?
Exactly.
Irish wristwatch.
Irish.
Irish wristwatch.
Jump into the mothership. Jump into the mothership. Jump into the mothership. 1, 2, 3. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Oh, you nailed
Irish
that.
wristwatch.
Let's
Irish
fucking
wristwatch.
Never mind. I take it back.
No, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did what I can. Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to the
Mothership.
Wow, that was unexpected
Fucking
and
A.
beautiful.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I am Dylan, aka your friendly space ninja, and as always, I am joined by my wonderful co-host Bruno the Commander
What it do, y'all?
and Amanda the Jedi.
Howdy.
And today, once again, we are joined by my wonderful girlfriend Erica, also known as Lady Space Ninja.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me again.
How's everybody doing? How was your day?
No, not bad. Can't complain.
Yeah.
What's good?
What do you say all the time? Same shit, different day?
Same shit, different day.
I kind of like that saying.
Pretty fitting, honestly.
It's
Yeah,
very
it really
true.
is.
It's like for most people, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
And I
It's
stand.
true.
We
Yeah.
like a stable life. You
Mhm.
know what
That's
I mean?
it, man. I'm happy.
Yeah.
We
Do
like
what
a
I gotta do. Come back to the show and have a good old time.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go. And today we're going to have a good old time because today we're doing one of our favorite things to do on this show. We're going to read your unpopular opinions.
Yay.
Because you guys are, as always, completely insane.
Just chaos.
You're
Yeah.
just wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up wrong.
Yeah, we're gonna see some of them I sort of agree with. Some of them are like
Okay.
my guy, maybe like take a nap or two.
You
and
Have a
need
then-
Kit
Jesus.
Kat.
And yeah, have a Kit Kat and then just reassess and we
Yeah.
can talk about that later.
Mhm.
But we'll see what you guys have to say about it.
All right.
So
I'm ready.
Let's do
today,
it.
Let's go.
ready?
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. Arcane is the best animated TV show ever made.
Ooh.
I mean, it's really good. I don't know if it's the best.
Ever. I
Like
don't know about
ever?
ever.
Like that's
I
stacking it
I
up
think it
against a
might
lot.
be in contention for a top 10 situation.
Okay, but best is so
Hold on,
broad.
okay.
I mean, best is like
Best is so broad. Best in
Best is
what?
broad.
Yeah.
Best
Hold
on,
overall
okay.
ever?
Best
Let
animation
me make
ever?
one distinction that's going to change my answer radically.
Okay.
a lot of
okay.
animation
This,
out there.
this is one distinction that will make my answer radically clear.
Okay.
When we say animated show, are we including anime?
We
But
have
see,
to.
that's
It's
just it.
animated.
That's it. Yeah.
It's an
It is.
but it's
Okay,
it's more
then no.
3D.
I was gonna say.
Then no,
it has
immediately
to.
no.
It
Well,
has
that's
to
it,
include
you know?
animation.
Yeah. Then no. If we're only talking like Western animation, because a lot of people consider anime its own genre aside from like animated shit.
Yeah.
It is in a way,
Yeah.
but it's like a cultural difference because there's a lot of Americanized things that are like, so Avatar is styled as an anime, but it is not Japanese. It's a Nickelodeon
Right, that's
show.
true. That's true, yeah.
Exactly.
So-
I think usually people will like, when you talk about Western animation, I think the top is always Avatar, The Last Airbender.
It's up there.
It's up
I
there,
wouldn't
definitely.
give that number one either.
What would be your number one?
I don't know off the top of my head. I just know it's not Avatar.
That's fair.
Aang annoys the hell out of me.
What?
I hate Aang.
You hate Aang?
I hate
10-year-old
Aang.
kid.
He's like a
Give him
child.
To be fair, I only watched Avatar in like 2019, so I was like
Okay.
very much an adult.
You don't have the nostalgia.
I don't have the nostalgia
Yeah.
attached with it, but I still like the show a lot. It has a lot of really good beats, but then it always just feels like Aang's kind of like Naruto, and that
That's
it's like
not,
you are
that's not
the.
inaccurate, actually.
Yeah, you are the annoying little character, but like at least Naruto has the like I'm gonna persevere and be the best, and Aang's just kind of like
Yeah, well, he gets like depressing moments too.
does,
but
yeah,
I
he has
think
deeper
he-
moments.
in
Yeah.
some moments he's designed to be an annoying little shit.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course, because
And
he's a
then
kid.
yeah, exactly. And then I think I do like his struggle with being like, I want to help win the war, but I don't want to have to kill someone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. There's
Because
lots
he's
of good
12.
beats. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got lots
Yeah.
of great beats. I just
Yeah.
wouldn't. It just wouldn't crack my like.
Yeah,
my God,
Zuko is a far
putting on-
superior character.
Yeah, Zuko's amazing.
Yeah.
So what's your top one? Do you have a top one?
If I just think of what I think still holds up from when I was a kid
Yeah.
and that kids could still watch today and get a lot out of,
Ben 10, sorry. What? I actually never
Also,
watched Ben
Me
10.
neither. I'm too old for that too. Recess. Disney's
Oh, hell
Recess.
yeah.
That is good.
Fuck.
That
Hell
is good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still
You just-
relate to Spinelli's
Yeah,
first
I was-
day.
It's
Yes.
still
But Ashley
holds
Spinelli. That's
up.
it.
You just unlocked a memory that was so far gone.
Oh, good, because
Wow.
it still holds up.
Yeah,
Really?
it does.
I watched that. You can watch that now, and it's like oddly progressive in ways. Like there's like the whole episode with like the King Bob thing where they find the where someone has they find the old rule book from like King Mortimer or something, and it's got all these weird rules where they have to play with like rotten fruit and stuff, and everyone is just like eventually it just gets to the point like just because something was really good back then doesn't mean that you still have to use it now, which is kind
yeah.
of calling
Yeah.
into question the fact that just because something's been in law for like hundreds of years doesn't
Yeah.
mean that that's the best way to go forward.
It
now,
had layers and
Yeah.
complexity.
yeah, and then like
yeah.
Miss Grokey's like this environmental, like their
Yeah.
teacher will just say their wildest things.
Yeah.
Like really great show, really great.
Wow, I completely forgot about it. Do you have a number one animated
Oh
show?
man, I would need to do some serious
Yeah.
research
Yeah.
to give like a
Yeah.
concrete answer.
And
I
then
mean, I've
you-
been going to bed watching Kim Possible these past couple days.
Also a good one. Also a
Respectable.
good one.
Respectable.
But then you almost have to divide. So Arcane probably wouldn't even be in the same categories as those because it's
Yeah.
like a teenage to adult
Yeah,
animated.
very
and then
much
you have
so, yeah.
adult animated. So you
Yeah.
have to break
Yeah.
it down from like what age group is it intended for? Like what's it?
But it's
Yeah,
also
that's
like
fair.
That's toughy.
the art style is very
Yeah.
different. I'm sure that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
something.
It has more of like a 3D art
It
style.
is. It's
though.
it's
Yeah.
well. It's,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
good
And that's
blend.
computer. It's
Yeah.
computer animation.
It's a
which
lot
is
of what it's
still
praised for,
art,
too.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
art,
yeah.
but it's not like 2D animation or yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's like
That's a
it's
loaded
insane.
question.
It's
Yeah.
a load.
I would-
Yeah.
I need
it's hard
do
to say anything is the best ever.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like it's always
Yeah.
going to be subjective, but I think
Oh yeah, it's always gonna be subjective.
I mean,
of
best
course,
anime
yeah.
on Netflix, maybe.
or animated show on
Animated
or
show?
yeah, I would say
Animated
best
Like what's
animated
on Netflix, really?
original Netflix animated original.
I'd go far. I'd go.
Yeah.
I
I'd
would
go far as
potentially
saying
even
that,
give it best streaming service exclusive animated series,
Ooh.
which
Oh,
is very
yeah.
If I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
of all of the animated exclusive shows,
Yeah.
of which I can't think of many right now, but it still wins that. It wins that.
Yeah, I think
I'll say on Netflix, it's probably like one of the top for sure.
I think it's one of the top shows on Netflix. Period.
Yeah.
Not just animated.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with
It's fair.
that. Yeah.
It's really really good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
All right. Well.
Not totally wrong, guys.
Not totally wrong.
Yeah,
You're-
not
you're-
totally wrong.
Onto something.
And
You're
that-
onto
that's-
something.
that's-
Yes,
you
exactly.
might-
Yeah.
Yeah, subjectively, I wouldn't argue with you too much. You know, from
Yeah,
your
yeah,
subjective
yeah,
opinion,
yeah.
I'm
Right.
not going to be like you're totally crazy.
Yeah,
You're
I don't think
fucking
I don't
nuts.
think I would put
You're
it
just
at number
whack.
one, especially
No.
if we're including like Japanese animation.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Cowboy Bebop, but
Live action is better. What? I'm
whoa.
talking about unpopular
Let's not-
opinion.
let's
No,
not start on
that's a
that.
joke.
Let's not start
Please
on-
don't kick me off the show.
Don't at me.
Don't at me.
I'd like to come back at some point, please.
All right. Next one. Unpopular opinion. Get ready. Hawkeye was not that good.
Oh come on!
Was
It was during Christmas.
adorable.
You and Christmas,
I
man.
love
I
It was
swear.
good. It was
good.
good.
Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna let them go. I'm just gonna take a nap.
I haven't seen it, so I'll join you.
It was
Cute. It's
was.
just cute. It's got heart. The street level stuff is good.
Yeah, and like Jeremy Renner like didn't want to be a babysitter, but he still found himself being a
being babysitter.
And he had like a blind dog.
Yeah,
That was cute.
It's cute.
That was cute.
I'm sorry, those shows have been better than like any of the movies they've put out since like Endgame.
That's
You're not wrong. I mean,
I don't know if I
Shang-Chi's
agree with that
really good.
completely.
I love
Yeah, there
Shang-Chi.
are some Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I mean, No
Big
Way
fan.
Home has
Nope.
iffy writing, but No
Nope.
Way Home in terms of like fan
Nope.
response.
No,
it's still
they're wrong.
I mean, in terms of show, in
They're
terms of
wrong.
You
like
were
Disney
baited
shows,
by your emotions to the point. All the things everyone's complaining
Baited by
about
the
with
Christmas.
Thor, all the things people are complaining about with Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Spider-Man did it all first, like, and not in the positive way. I mean the bad way. And
Oh,
everyone's
come
just kind of like,
on. Come on.
I love Spider-Man.
The
That's
three
why.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
is everything that 14-year-old me has ever wanted.
I know,
actually.
but then,
yeah.
then
Even
you
30-year-old me.
also should have been given the benefit of a good plot.
True.
Yes, that's
Oh,
true. That's
definitely.
true.
Fair.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
It
For
has
sure.
great moments.
It was
It has
definitely
great
messy.
moments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the way
for
I talk
sure.
about it sounds like I completely hated it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
No,
No, I know
2.5
you.
to a
Yeah, you
3
liked
out
it
of
to some
5.
degree. Yeah.
The only thing that
10.
really pisses me
Yeah.
off is the fact that it's Doctor Strange that made a stupid mistake like that. Like,
Yeah.
at least, like...
It didn't make any sense.
Like at least like in Spider-Man in the multiverse, like what the Spider-Man cartoon, what the fuck,
Yeah,
Into the Spider-Verse,
Into the
it makes
Spider-Verse,
sense. It's
it
the
makes
Kingpin.
sense.
He doesn't give a fuck. He just
Yeah.
wants to fuck
Yeah,
shit up, gets his family.
exactly.
That makes sense. But like
And
Doctor
even if it had
Strange,
been Doctor Strange messing something up, like a la one of the like in the animated one where the his what if
Yeah,
storyline.
yeah.
That,
Like he's, like,
that
going
one.
dark side type
Yeah,
shit,
that
yeah.
type thing. But that wasn't what happened, which I'm kind of glad of too. But like, I just
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
like that he was just kind of like, yeah, kid,
yeah, sure, let's
mess
fuck
with
up the
fabric
universe
of
just for
reality.
you.
Just
Yeah.
for you so you can go to college. Just go.
That's fair. That's totally
You know
fair.
what I mean?
Yeah, as far as Hawkeye goes, though, I
classic.
mean, we've talked about it on the show
Yeah.
before, but like, I liked the show. I just didn't like the first episode, and I really didn't like the finale.
That's fair.
But the rest of the show was like a fun ride with some good
it's
moments,
cute.
and I will watch anything Yelena is on.
Yeah, exactly. The only
Yeah.
thing I had a big issue with was how easy they took down Kingpin. She just like
Yeah.
knocks him out real fast. And
I
I was
also-
like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I don't know. I also wasn't a big
Yeah.
fan of like how the final confrontation between Yelena and Clint went. I felt like it ended a bit abruptly.
That's fair.
And I wasn't completely all about that. What's her name? Kate Bishop's mom. Also, I didn't really like her character. I didn't
Vera
like how.
Farmiga.
So like the way everything wrapped up just felt wrong to me.
That's
and
fair.
and I didn't really like it. But the rest of the show,
so
aside from the premiere, fun ride.
Yeah.
Interesting ride. And
Yeah, that was cute.
and Kate Bishop grew on me because I remember
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
last
your
year-
issue. You were
Yes.
saying I
Yeah.
watched the first episode, you didn't like it, and I hadn't seen it yet, so I couldn't really weigh in.
Yeah, exactly. But as the show goes, I think mainly because of a relationship with Yelena, like they have really fun banter.
Yeah.
Like that scene in the elevator,
I know, right?
So
yeah.
Classic.
so good.
You guys are making me want to rewatch it.
I know,
I wanna
right?
rewatch it
Wait for
now.
Christmas. Wait for Christmas.
Oh,
It is a Christmas show.
Good call.
show.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. This one I'm very interested in. Unpopular opinion: Euphoria should have ended after season 1.
Haven't watched it.
Ooh.
I think if they had found a way to close it out better at the end of the first season, like if it had
Yeah. I do think it should have been.
Yeah,
one.
I think
I
it should
do
have been
think
one
so
and
too.
done.
Actually, I think
Yeah.
season 1 was very ambiguous in terms of the ending, and
Yeah,
I liked
no,
that.
yeah, that's fair.
I didn't end it. Feel like I needed more.
Yeah,
I was just
no, I
kind of
agree.
like interesting.
Yeah. And I definitely feel like it's one of those things that season 2 is like, oh, you lost the plot.
Yeah.
You lost
Oh,
the
so
plot.
messy. So-
oh,
Well,
you
there were
need
so
to
many
self-insert?
rewrites.
You need to self-insert?
Yeah,
Okay.
you lost the plot and you lost the characters.
Yeah, that's exactly
The
it. Like
characters
just
are-
character assassination, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of them,
Yeah.
except for Rue.
Except for Rue.
like
and
every,
Fez,
even-
I guess.
and who?
Fez.
Fez,
I guess.
Yeah. Fez, I guess.
Yeah.
But then they just
yeah.
went so wild with that story.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Why did Ash need to shoot at
why
people?
did Ash
And we
do
never
that?
find out because one, he dies, and two, he has 2 lines in the
Yeah,
whole
I
season.
know.
And isn't he also not coming back?
Hey, he got shot.
Yeah, no,
He's
he dies
dead.
at the end of the season.
He's dead
he
in the
got
bathtub.
bodied by the
Oh
police.
yeah, it's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
deep.
yeah, oh, yeah. He got,
He has 2 lines in the whole season and he gets killed.
yeah, and like for no reason, it like the way it happens makes no sense. Like it makes absolutely no sense. Nothing about this season makes sense.
Yeah, not really.
The only character, it seems like in season 1, Sam Levinson, who's the showrunner,
Yeah.
he introduced a bunch of characters and he had a plan for them and
Yeah.
he fleshed them out. And then in season 2, he didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
And the only character he was interested in writing was Rue, Zendaya.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I don't care about the other ones. I'm just going to like write for Zendaya. And like Zendaya explained, I think, that because of COVID, he had essentially rewritten the entire season.
Yeah.
And he was like,
wow.
the only episode that remained the same was episode 5, which is the Rue episode.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's why it's the only good one, because I'm guessing that's the one that was written shortly after season 1.
Right.
And Yeah, the show just becomes like an unbearable mess with incredible aesthetics.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
like weird music video montage type things
Yeah.
randomly for no reason.
Yeah.
Like not in a way that it felt like I was getting anything out of it.
No,
Yeah.
there's no point to it.
Yeah.
It's just like long, slow. It's like the Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
like
so it's
when-
like long B-roll for,
For no
reason.
long
reason.
B-roll in slow
Yeah.
motion with like a like licensed song,
Yeah.
and it's like Labyrinth, great artist. I do not
Yeah.
need him to sing in a
Same.
church to Rue when shit
She's
is
just
going
being
on. That
moved
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Like, just you have plot to work with, and you're not
Yeah.
doing anything.
But the character assassination was so abrupt too, because
Yeah.
of all of the like off-screen shit that was going on.
yeah,
Yeah,
like I feel
yeah.
like Jules
Come
was
on.
ruined, like
Yeah.
fundamentally, and then
Kat
like they
was
just
ruined.
messed with Kat so hard, and then like
She
I
wasn't
think
even
her
at the premiere, right?
Yeah, her actress was like really
Yeah.
upset about it. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yes,
They
yes,
wanted to
yes.
explore an eating disorder plot
Yeah,
line.
Yeah, and
they
she
wanted
was
to-
just like, I
no,
I
actually,
don't want to do
not
that at
comfortable.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wanted to give her an eating disorder storyline, and she was like, I don't rock with that. So he was like, okay, then I guess you're just not going to be in the season that much. And she's just kind of there in a
And
few
now she's
episodes.
the worst character.
Yeah,
She's just
wait.
abruptly mean for no reason to everyone.
Yeah, season 2 is when she gets all like weird with like she's mean to that dude that's cute
Ethan.
and nice to her, Ethan,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
she's just like sleeping with the carnival dude and stuff. That's season 2, or does she do it?
No,
in
no, that's
season
season 1. No,
She
That's
season
where
does-
she fakes having a terminal illness.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
exactly.
Oh my
God.
Yeah.
God,
And
what?
the
Yeah.
thing is, like, you think,
How
yeah,
dare you?
basically, like, she starts
fuck?
dating a
Happens a
guy.
lot.
She starts dating a guy, but, like, the guy is not very sexual. And, like, she wants him to be because she has these wild fantasies where, like, there's this weird scene where she has a dream.
Dothraki.
There's there's a Dothraki for Game of Thrones that comes in and kills her boyfriend and then has sex with her
on the bed and stuff
while her boyfriend
Really-
bleeds out on the floor.
Yeah,
and like
just
It sounds like
really
you just
weird.
made this up.
Yeah.
I
I
know,
know,
It
I
sounds
know.
way too out
the
there.
entire season is like that. And then
Yeah.
there's what's his name, Dominic Fike.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, not the
Oh,
power
no.
montage.
I was like, they introduced the character, and I was like,
Yo.
Estes.
Even Zendaya cuts to a clip of her watching, and she's just like,
Oh my god! Because Dominic Fike is a singer, right?
Yeah.
And like he plays a character in season 2, and his character is like the most underwritten
Yeah.
dickhead. Like all he does is like, "Yo, you look so sick."
so fuckable.
Just like when it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I wanna,
So
I wanna
fuckable.
fuck
Literally,
both
verbatim.
Of you.
Yeah.
like I'm gonna fuck both of you.
You guys want to like
know?
get high and shit? Like
Yeah.
he's like awful as a character, but because it's Dominic Fike and he's a musician, in the finale you get a like 5-minute
skipped
long
that.
scene.
I skipped that.
Where he just picks up a guitar and starts singing, and literally the whole scene is him singing, and then
Yeah.
it cuts back to Rue just looking at him, looking
Yeah.
mad high, like
Yeah, I was like, I'm like watching it on my iPad, going like,
he's just hitting it 15 seconds forward. Yeah,
yeah, just
you're like, wow, it's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, I was like,
Oh, they
hell,
really
come on.
committed.
because I sat through the whole thing because I kept thinking like it can't be that long, and then it's like it's been 4 minutes though,
Yeah,
and he's not done.
He
He's
sang the
not
chorus like 3 times.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like really bad.
And he's like, it's not finished yet. Like,
Yeah.
I still
Yeah,
have
it's
more
just
to
like-
write.
it's, and I'm like, really?
And then Rue just goes, and then it cuts to another scene.
There's no
Rue
point.
had enough.
Yeah,
There's
it's like,
no point. Yeah, she's just high as hell. Just
yeah, exactly. And it's like, but it's the finale. Don't you have other
That's
things
what
to
I
do?
mean. They wasted so much time.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah, I guess mostly we agree with you that like it probably would
Yeah.
have been better as a one and done because Sam
Yeah.
Levinson stopped being interested in actually telling like an
Cohesive
Yeah.
cohesive,
Actual
interesting
story.
Yeah.
story.
It's like I think season 1, even though like I'm not in the camp of people who say that season 1 is like this untouchable masterpiece, but like I think season 1 had so much weight that truly impacted people, and
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
season 2 took all of that and turned everything into a meme.
yeah.
It became like this recurring joke on TikTok about like going to Euphoria High.
Yeah,
and it's just about the
Euphoria High.
aesthetics, how people are dressing up,
The
and it's like.
aesthetics, and then just like you walk out of class and it's all like, okay, everybody take your Coke bumps.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So it's genuinely like.
So you should watch it,
You
Bruno.
should,
Oh, yeah, clearly.
honestly, you should honestly.
I think I'd recommend watching season 1.
Yeah.
It's heavy, but it's a show that has a lot to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think season 2, unfortunately, takes away all the power of the show.
Yeah, do you kind of agree with the general idea that like Sam Levinson just clearly really wants to tell a story about himself and his
Yeah.
Yes.
experience and is applying it in places it does not belong?
Yeah.
But to be fair,
100%.
like episode 5 in season 2 was based off of his own like drug addiction experience,
Well,
and
that's
that was a
fine.
really
That's
strong
what-
episode.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're taking something from your experience and putting on a character that had already been based on a specific experience, rather than
Yeah.
trying to turn a bunch of like high school kids into a representation of your life as a creator.
Yeah.
True.
Because it's
Yeah.
creative. It's when he tries to. It's the same thing that happened with Malcolm and Marie,
Yes.
where it's
100%.
Yes.
you know, putting all of that kind of like personalized experience and personal criticism and things that are clearly eating away at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he
yeah.
feels like
trying
he
to
can't
exteriorize.
Yeah, because he can't complain about that. He can't complain about people trashing things he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can, but it's not doesn't look good. So he just finds ways to just
Implement that
Implement
like
it
not so subtly because
subtly
it's not
and-
very subtle.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. In places
yeah.
it doesn't belong.
Yeah, yeah.
but-
So yeah, Euphoria should have ended after season 1. I very much agree with that. I'm very curious to know if that's actually unpopular.
So a lot of people
after
love
season
season 2.
I just think people agree that it's a messy season, but I think they,
they still like it because
Mm.
they like the mess. Like, because if you're
drama,
yeah, because if you're someone who like still really unironically or just loves the messy shows like your Pretty Little Liars and like
Yeah.
all your
Yeah,
stuff like that,
that's
you'll
true.
accept the downfall of
Yeah.
something that should have been held to a higher standard.
Yeah, that's fair. I could
So,
see that. I can
yeah.
understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has
And
it
then
got
the
picked up
good
for season
filming.
3?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
oh,
a season
yeah.
3. It's already
Oh, wow.
been confirmed.
And then there
because,
was 2 in between episodes to
oh yeah,
yeah,
the special,
the special
episodes that
episodes.
they shot during the pandemic.
yeah,
Which
to,
honestly, both of those were really good.
I like those. quite a
Yes,
bit,
I like the
Really
first
good.
one more. The one in the
Same.
diner.
The diner
There's
one's
an
really
episode
great.
where it's 2 characters sitting at a diner for an hour straight talking about addiction,
Yeah.
and it is
Super good.
impeccably written.
Yeah.
The
Very
second
good.
one is a
Okay.
trans
Yeah.
girl in therapy, just talking about her experience being trans, and
Yes.
like
And then-
what it is to be feminine and like where that idea comes from
Yeah.
and how
Yes,
she's
that was
like,
also really
struggling with
powerful.
that.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
good, both
Yeah.
of them. Well, especially because Hunter Schafer wrote that episode.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Which is
exactly.
like-
Wrote it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when he
Yeah.
was still really
God.
like Levinson, not he. Sorry, I wasn't. Yeah, Sam Levinson
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
he.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I just wanted to
yeah.
make sure that came across. Sam Levinson is the he that really consulted with Hunter Schafer
Yeah.
Yeah.
to like make sure that there
That-
was like an accurate
That
representation
everything was
happening.
taken.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then I just
Yeah.
feel like they kind of ruined that in season
Yep.
2 as well. Like
Yes,
I feel
because
like
her
they
character is
just
completely
dropped the
destroyed
ball.
in this
Yeah.
episode. Like basically, Jules, the character played by Hunter Schafer, she's like this girl who is looking for her way of loving in a way, and
Okay.
she kind of finds that with Rue, and like it's kind of a tumultuous relationship that ends sort of badly in season 1.
Yeah.
And then in season 2 they reunite. First of all, their conflict is thrown out the window in episode 1 in the most awkward way. Like basically she abandons Rue at the end of the first season to the point where Rue, who's an addict, relapses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty deep.
And then
Yeah.
you'd think that in season 2 that would be the whole arc of them trying to patch it up. No, she shows up in season 1 and she goes, "I'm sorry," and she goes, "Okay," and then they're together. They're a couple. And
It's-
but the issue is that
That's
like
not how real
But then
life
they're
works.
also not really like behaving like a couple because it's like they're hiding things from each
Yeah.
other.
yeah, and she immediately she cheats on Rue.
Yeah,
and
she cheats
it's
on
just
Rue
completely
and-
destroyed her character.
Yeah, like
Wow.
she's mean.
she's
Yeah.
mean. Yeah,
They're
she's
all
just a
mean.
cruel
They're all
person.
mean. All of them
yeah.
are
Yeah, they
mean.
become cruel.
Yeah, what's his face? Jacob Elordi. What's his character's
Nate.
name?
Nate, yeah.
What the fuck is this character now?
I don't know.
What is happening? Like, I don't want to stay on the topic of Euphoria too long, but
Yeah.
like in season 1, he's like this jock who clearly has fucking issues.
Oh, he's so
and, like,
complex in season 1.
He's super
Yeah,
complex.
really
He's this guy
complex.
who uses sex as a way to own the people he's with.
Okay.
He's like he has violence issues. He's a bit of a bully, but then you understand
Toxic
that like
masculinity.
toxic
like, really up to the
masculinity, but then
extreme.
Sam Levinson didn't want to make that his only trait of character, so he gives like a layer where it's like that might come from the way his dad was, and then he discovers something about his dad that sends him into a frenzy, and like
Yeah.
he has a certain level of complexity. Like he's a great character, a terrible person, but a great character.
Yeah.
And in season 2, and Jacob Elordi, by the way, who like I've mocked in videos before, like he's actually
Yeah.
a really good actor and he nails this role.
Yeah.
But in season 2, he's just an airhead.
Oh, he's a laughable comic book villain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he
He-
just gets
yes.
like
There's nothing complex
nothing
about
there,
him.
and then like he just gets obsessed with one particular girl and
Yeah.
just again just like pushes everything on her.
And then there's this whole thing where the whole season he has a gun, and it's often like alluded that eventually he will use this gun. Like
Chekhov's gun, you
Chekhov's
know?
gun,
Yeah,
literally.
it's-
Like it's Chekhov's gun is a like rule or like a concept in cinema that is like if you introduce a gun in the movie.
Or
It
a
needs to have a
prop.
point. That means the gun will eventually be
Be
fired.
used, right.
Yeah. He
You
never
can
fires the gun.
Yeah, you can subvert it in a way, but the gun still has to be part of the subversion.
Yes,
It's a
exactly.
trope.
And then it's not. He's
It's
just
not.
carrying
He's
a gun the whole
carrying it.
season, and
Yeah.
it
Because
never has
he's
a point.
unhinged and crazy.
like, you don't know what
The whole
he's
scene, the whole scene where he does a fake Russian roulette with
Yeah.
Maddie, and then he just goes, "It was just a prank. There is no bullets in the gun." And then she's crying, and he just goes. Literally, his line is, "Okay, bye," and then he
Yeah.
just walks away.
Yeah, he just walks away. Yeah,
Like it's the
weird.
most like, oh man,
So weird.
I think that's
I
the
would
thing
love
too.
to pull some shit like that. Okay, bye.
Okay,
Bye.
with
Just
the wave.
waving the gun, just like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
I think Maddie's character was probably unironically one of the best ones, or I guess
Yeah.
I was never a
least
fan of Maddie.
problematic.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
for
And
the
that's
season,
like-
yeah. Oh,
That's
odd.
pretty odd.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was never a big fan of Maddie. I just think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
but like her resolution with her conflict with Cassie was also completely stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just chased each other around the school, shoved her into a wall, and then
To be
the
fair, that was
entire-
great.
Yeah, it was
Could have watched
great.
more of that.
Yeah.
No, but it's
honestly.
like, but it's like the entire, basically like, Maddie is a character in the show, and her best friend Cassie sleeps with her boyfriend, and she finds that out,
Hot.
and then hot shit.
Hot
But like,
shit.
weren't they like on a break?
Yes,
Yeah,
sort
like-
of. Not to pull a Ross and Rachel.
Oh,
But
Ross
like,
and
wasn't
Rachel.
it? It's
Yeah, but
I
like
don't- yeah.
basically it creates tension, and by the end of the season, the whole season leads up to them having a confrontation,
Okay.
and then that confrontation and conversation happens
Off
off
screen.
screen.
Because
Bruh.
yeah, I hate that.
I hate
Oh
that.
man, it just
Yeah.
cuts back to them, and like
They're chatting, like holding
Oh, I
a like
fucking
ice
hate
to their
that.
wound.
yeah, they're like
Fucking
sitting
hate
in
that.
a bathroom, and they're just man. Anyways, yes,
All right.
it should have
Yeah.
been one season. Let's move on.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Unpopular opinion. This one's just funny. 13 Reasons Why is a good show. You're drunk.
No.
You are drunk.
If you find enjoyment out of it,
You are drunk.
That's questionable.
What?
No, it's questionable.
good show.
Mm.
Good show.
I don't know how you find enjoyment out of such an exploitative show, though.
Yeah.
It's a show that makes me deeply uncomfortable, like personally.
Yeah, season 1 is like really captivating if you don't
Yes.
start thinking about a lot of
I
like
will
the
say-
lower.
When season 1 came out, I was one of the few people that defended it.
Same.
I thought it deserved the benefit of the doubt.
Same.
But the way this show went after season 1
Yeah.
says a lot about the people that
It's
were
horrific.
that were
It's
behind it. Yes.
horror. Yeah, like literally horrific. And the
Yeah.
whole idea of like, I think one of the biggest things that's the issue is the idea that like the way that they use Hannah Baker makes it seem like you can stick around after you've killed yourself to kind
Yeah.
of watch
Yeah.
what's going on around you and
Yeah.
watch how the people are reacting to it and not treating it as like the finality of what it is. In season
Yeah.
1, it made sense for how it happened, but they needed to drive home the idea. But none of that happened because Hannah's not here. Hannah will never be here. But then in
She's
season
gone.
2, they just keep it up. And they keep it up.
Yes,
and
I think
keep
that's
it
one of the
up.
reasons why she left. She was
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to be a fucking like
Yeah.
hallucination
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
season, the
It's
whole
so
show.
weird,
And
yeah.
then she knew that the show had been renewed for 2 more seasons. She was like, "All right, peace out. I'm gonna go be Tony Stark's daughter in a
Yeah,
cutscene."
exactly.
That
but-
never aired.
They
the
never
scene
aired.
that- yeah, the scene that was
And she's in
deleted.
Knives Out.
She's in Knives
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah,
That's
she's
true.
in Knives
Yeah,
Out, that's true, yeah.
she was
she's
also in this
stuff.
show that I was really rooting for that ended up sucking. Cursed, I think.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
like.
the was it
Charmed?
the cursed? Is
I
it
think it's
Cursed?
called Cursed. It might not be that, but it was like a
Something
King
like
Arthur
that.
retelling,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
gender swapped,
Yeah.
sort of. And that
It
show
wasn't
was
good.
that
Wasn't
show
good.
was didn't work. I think it was canceled after
It
one
was.
season.
It was.
Yeah. No, 13 Reasons Why is a show to me that like is so weirdly exploitative. They do things in this show that like make no sense, but will do it
Yeah.
for the sake of shock value.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
idea of pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
But it's like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
the
it's like
last season is just like so bad.
it makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Makes no sense.
It was
There's
thrown
weird choices
in there, and
school
the
shooting
writers
stuff,
always
just-
the way they put lines in the show to be like, oh, but it's important to start a conversation. Like they see themselves as these heroes who tackle great topics. Like,
Man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
off. Thank you, Bruno.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, Bruno.
Fuck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God damn it. She sells
Sit the fuck
seashells by
down.
the seashore.
She's so Irish race wash.
That was not very good.
Yeah.
I tried to fuck
Irish. This one is interesting because I don't think I've seen this movie, or I don't remember. Oh, I've seen it, but I don't remember much of it. Unpopular opinion: Glass, the 2019 movie,
Oh.
was actually great. People just had wrong expectations.
I liked it. I don't think
Yeah?
it's great, but like it's definitely better than what people.
Make it out
Yeah,
to be.
like does it live up to the previous two?
Yeah.
No. But then Split's also in recent years been getting a lot more pushback and criticism of like how it's portraying like different mental health and
Yeah.
like DID and stuff like that, because that's always changing. Like there's therapists who don't think it's real, and then
Yeah,
it's just
that's
like
true.
the
Yeah,
idea
very
that
true.
like it, you know, and then like there's just very specific patterns that it has to take and follow. So it's, but it is always such like a catch-all, because you can do really interesting stories with it, but I can understand why it is not seen as like necessarily appropriate if it's
Yeah.
going to be used in horror capacities. Or,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I liked Split quite a bit.
Same.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I
same,
still
same.
do really like
Yeah,
it.
I think Glass. I guess Glass. My opinion is that it's forgettable because I don't remember
Fair.
anything about
Yeah.
it. I just remember Bruce Willis drowning.
Yeah, in the
I don't
puddle.
even remember
Yeah, in a puddle.
I
yeah.
remember
I
that
don't
too.
even remember that.
See.
I remember a lot of
Because
all the other pieces, you know, like
Yeah.
they're in like a hospital because everybody thinks that they're like mentally unwell and that
Yeah.
they've made this all up in their heads. And
Yeah.
it's
Right.
And then there's the
Sarah Paulson is it?
Yes,
Yeah, Sarah Paulson's the
Paulson.
doctor, and yeah, and then they have
And
to
then-
break out, and then
there's the twist at the end that like it's actually an organization that is trying to like end superheroes or something. The ending is really
forgot
weird.
about that. Actually,
Yeah,
that is
the
dumb.
ending is
Okay,
really
never
weird.
mind. Yeah. I have a video about it. I don't remember if it's any good. It's back when I just used to do like I'd get home from the theater and be like, here are my thoughts.
immediately,
Yeah, like really one of
See,
those.
I never do that because I noticed that like I'll
I
see a
used
movie,
to.
have an initial opinion, and then like over the next week my opinion will change.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
need to sleep on it.
Yeah, because like I remember
on
when
it.
we went to see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, we were
came out,
both
we were like
tripping.
that
Like,
was really fucking
That
cool.
was fucking amazing.
Yeah, and then like a week later I was like, actually
It was okay.
actually it was fine, but let's not get carried away here. Yeah. Have you seen
Yeah.
Glass?
No.
No?
I saw Split because
Yeah.
I love me
I
some James
love-
McAvoy
Of
Yeah.
course.
so
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
Who could say no to James?
So good.
Yeah.
Shout out to James. You'll find his links in the description.
Yeah.
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 No,
His
but I've
IMDb
not seen
page.
Glass.
Yeah,
Not seen
that's
Glass.
fair.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was
I don't-
just such a wild thing to get to the end of Split and realize it was like a sequel to Unbreakable.
Yeah.
That was a
And,
great
like,
twist.
Catching how
Yeah.
many people in the theater actually caught on to what was happening. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Mm.
No
I remember-
fucking way.
I saw that with a friend who started freaking out before everyone else because he recognized the music.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I
shit.
mean. I was like,
Yeah,
that
there's
sounds
like a
really
music cue.
familiar.
I didn't
and I
recognize
was
the
like,
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
what? And then you see, I was like, oh my god.
Surprise Bruce Willis, the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
loved
right.
the memes that came out of Split. Like, what me? No, I'm Patricia.
Yeah.
I love that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That made me die.
Yeah. All right, next one. Unpopular opinion. The Big Bang Theory is actually fun to watch, and they fixed a lot of their issues in the last seasons.
I fucking hate this show. Every time I come home and like supper's ready and I just see my girlfriend on the iPad watching Big Bang and I'm like, fuck, not this again.
It's that kind of night, isn't it?
I mean, bless you if you've gotten to the later seasons.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
fuck.
I think
rage
I-
quit watching it.
My parents watched through the whole thing. They were
yeah,
just
I think
Yeah.
I watched till season 9, I think, which is
Whoa.
far longer than I would be willing to
Yeah.
admit.
Yeah, I got like early on got like the DVDs and like really enjoyed it when it first was coming out and
well,
stuff.
I think to be fair, like, I think the first 3 to 4 seasons is like comfort TV for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
then you notice like you know some of the issues in the moment, but I think I had like this huge realization was all like, you know what, they always complain about people being like rude and bullying them and treating them back as their nerds, but like no one treats them worse than they treat each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And then
Yes,
I hated that they gave like Howard a girlfriend, and I'm like, he's this creepy little weirdo,
Yeah.
and he gets
And
like
his girlfriend
a
is
hot
dope as hell.
girlfriend
Yeah.
that's
So
super
sweet.
cool.
Yeah, Bernadette is like
Bernadette's
she's so dope.
nice,
Yeah.
and like he keeps pulling bullshit like their whole marriage. So then she has to seem like the nagging one with her like
Yeah.
voice.
Her voice
Yeah.
is funny though.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But,
yeah. I love how
yeah.
when she screams, she sounds like
Like the
Howard's
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That's good.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
no, all the girlfriends are just too good for the guys.
Oh,
Always.
Like
100%.
they should not
Always.
have anything. I don't know how they got that far.
Yeah, even
Yeah, like, are you serious?
Yeah,
bro?
and like
Come on.
I'm sorry, like Leonard's not always that nice or
Leonard's
great
actually
either.
kind of mean.
He's kind of mean. He's not
Yes.
the meanest of all of them, but
No,
like
but it gets worse as time
he
goes.
does.
Yeah.
He does
Gets
get worse as
Yeah.
time goes, and then like like even like Sheldon stops being like
Lovable.
weird, and because he's dealing like he's autistic coded, and he
Yeah.
stops being just that he behaves that way because he doesn't get social things. To just we're just gonna let him be mean.
Yeah, he's
He's
just
gonna
a
be
dick
mean to
after a
people,
while.
and
He's
he'll
just a
be an
dick, and
asshole
then
to people.
it's just like it's justified because it's just Sheldon.
It's just
Like,
Sheldon.
eh.
Bazinga.
Yeah,
Bazinga.
exactly.
But-
And
Over the holidays, I will watch the like 24-hour marathons at my parents' place.
Yeah,
I'll just put that up and I'll be like, my first break
Comfort
in
TV.
7 months.
Yeah.
Let's go.
yeah,
well, that's-
I just
yeah.
burnt out.
Yeah. It's the
Sink
big,
into
I don't
the-
want
Yeah.
anything, I don't want to think.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fair. That's right.
that's
Comfort
fair.
TV, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Comfort TV, it works. Yeah, I don't know if that they fixed anything. To
I
be
didn't
fair,
finish the show. So
yeah, I
same.
came back to watch the last 3
Yeah.
episodes, I think,
Okay.
and like they're not good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, The show ends
Yeah.
with Sheldon winning the Nobel Prize.
really?
And like,
oh, wait, I did see
Okay,
it
good
building
for
into
him.
that.
yeah, it's like the big resolution of the show is just Sheldon being like, I actually like my friends, and then people clap, and the show ends.
Took him 10 years to
my
get that out.
God.
That's it.
It was like 19, wasn't not 19, but it was way more than 10 years, wasn't it?
12
12,
seasons.
yeah,
Yeah,
12
12
seasons.
seasons.
12 seasons. And the only
Wow.
reason they stopped is because who plays Sheldon? What's his name? Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons was like, I'm not gonna come back, and so the rest of the cast was like, we're not doing it if Jim's not doing
Well,
it.
he's like the main guy.
you
Because they were gonna
can't-
renew their contracts for millions.
Of
because
course.
even though everybody started like hating this show, it was still one of the most watched
Oh,
show
yeah.
on cable.
Well, that's why I
Yeah.
kept
The
going.
finale had 18 million viewers.
Yeah, well, it
Oh,
lasted
wow.
longer than
For co-
Friends. Just
For,
put it.
no,
Friends
but for
was 10.
comparison, the Game of Thrones finale had 16 million.
Well, that's because it was rolling into its tragic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
fair.
that's
To,
fair.
also, to be fair, network television versus a paid subscription.
True. Okay, that's
Fair.
true. That's very
So
fair. That's
yeah,
very fair. That's
I
very
would
fair.
not compare it. Yeah, but
Okay.
yes, true though.
Yeah,
People
okay.
loved it. People still do.
Yeah, people still do. Yeah, and I get why it could be like again
Yeah.
some comfort TV for some
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
something
yeah.
that you can just put on and
Yeah, it's
just
Yeah.
turn your brain off and
so fun when you catch like clips of the show that have cut the laugh track.
Oh my god, it's so
It's
So it'd be like,
so
so
awkward.
something
Physically
fighting
painful.
the Thundercats, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
And it's like, where's the joke?
Yeah, I know.
Where was
yeah,
the joke?
I know. And the thing is, like, because I in what's the name of it? God damn it, How I Met Your Mother. I don't know why I blanked
Yeah.
there. How I Met Your Mother. There's the laugh track,
Yeah.
but the conversation flows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where like in Big Bang Theory is like 2
don't
lines
stop.
and a
They
long
pause.
ass pause
And
where
then they
everybody
just
just sits
stop
in
and
their
Yeah, they
just
just
kind
like,
of
they
like-
wait for them to stop.
Yeah.
And then they continue. It's
Yeah.
like people don't talk like that.
physically
Can you-
painful.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine acting on a show like that though? Because that's not filmed in front of a studio audience, so they have to just leave the pauses for the humor.
Yeah.
However, benefit if you're not great at remembering your lines, you're
Yeah, it
like,
gives you a
"Shit, what
second."
was-
Yeah.
what am I supposed to
Yeah.
say?"
Yeah.
Right.
Good 10 seconds for
Bazinga.
buzzing. Bazinga.
All right.
So you're wrong. It sucked. Sorry.
Well, yeah, but
mean, hey.
if it's
Stick
your
it where it
comfort
hurts.
TV,
Yeah.
if it's your comfort TV, we stand.
There's
Yeah,
worse
well, you
things
know.
to like.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
way
yeah,
worse.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
if 13 Reasons Why is your comfort
Oh
TV,
boy.
we need to
Oh
talk.
boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Comfort? Man, that's
Next
cool.
one.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. The Twilight books are well written, but have terrible plot and characters. Which I just responded, yeah, that's what bad writing is.
That is what you literally just pointed out. Do you mean like the pros are good? Because also like it's not
Not that
particularly
no.
special. And I say this as like
the resident Twilight,
experts.
like yeah.
Our
expert,
in-house
and
experts.
I do think the first one is what it's supposed to be. It's fantastic
Yeah,
for
it's
a
fairly well
teen YA vampire romance. It is perfect.
Yeah, the last 2 books, especially
I
the last
hate
one.
them.
Yeah.
It's like so funny when I reread Breaking Dawn for the first time to do my video in like years, and there's so many things that you're like, this was so much more unhinged than I thought it was.
Yeah. I disagree clearly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I've read the books 2, 3, and 4. I read when I was a teenager, and I recently reread the first one. And the first one, like you said, for what it is, it's impeccably done.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's nothing that's like it's still as melodramatic as the movie, but like it's what it's supposed to be. It's meant to be that way.
I love New Moon as well.
And Bella is a way more interesting character in the book, even though she's still not all that like, because she's supposed to be the insert character.
She's an insert
right?
character, and I don't even actually think she's as bad as people say she is. Like, I'm like, try reading 50 Shades of Grey, which is like Anastasia Steele is based off of Bella Swan. Then you will understand what a terrible character is. Like Dakota Johnson should have won an Oscar just for like how much she brought to that character to the movies. I was like, you saved this. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I don't remember reading Twilight. I think I must have been 12, and I think anything I read back when I was 12 was like amazing.
Yeah, of course.
The art.
I feel like there's a time in your life where you just don't necessarily consider that things can be bad. They can just not be for you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
video
that's
games. So like
true.
when I was a kid, games I just couldn't beat certain things. Like, oh, I'm just so bad, but it's so good. And then like years later, it's like the unbeatable level and why this game was trash. And you're like, oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
it wasn't my fault. The
Yeah.
game sucks.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Unpopular opinion. Gal Gadot is an objectively bad actress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's an unpopular
I don't
opinion. I
think
think
so either.
everybody
That's
knows that Gal
factual.
Gadot is an objectively bad
Hasn't she
actress.
also like made fun of her acting at some point? I think there's like an interview or something where she's like,
Oh, maybe.
she like makes a joke. Maybe I could be making
That could be
up
interesting.
Oh, I have
'cause
no idea.
I just remember you see the Wonder Woman and you're like, oh, she's good in the role. And then you realize,
Yeah.
oh, you were only good at that because your bad acting is just coming across as that like
Naive
awkward,
shit,
naive
yeah.
person experiencing humanity for the first time. Oh, and that's just, you're bad.
Yeah. I feel like
It's the 5 stages of grief right
Yeah.
there.
that's so true.
No,
But oh, you're so
Kal-El, no!
no, you're so pretty. Why can't you act?
The most unhinged line in
no.
any movie. Gal Gadot, to be, I haven't
Bless
really
her
seen-
heart, but also
Yeah, bless her heart.
I
Because even in Wonder
tried.
Woman 2,
No, not good. That whole
Oh.
movie's bad.
yeah, the
Because
whole
by
movie's
then,
bad, yeah.
Yeah.
she has the experience. She shouldn't be
No,
awkward
but
anymore.
there's a scene that starts with her laughing, like when she's having coffee. She goes,
yeah, I
"You're
know.
so funny."
Like,
And I was just
literally
like,
like,
"Oh, damn."
fake acting.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
Yeah.
Like she seems like
Yeah.
this is gonna sound so mean, but she seems like an actor who is trying to act like a bad actor.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly
how
it.
she comes
Because
across
it's the
at
same
times.
thing in Red Notice.
I haven't seen. I skipped Red Notice.
I got halfway through it before I was just like, my time's worth more.
I could
And
watch
that's-
First Kill.
But you know what? I've watched
365
a
days.
lot of horrible things. So for me to be like, you know what, this isn't bad enough to be fun, and it's not good enough to finish.
Yeah, there are
So-
things that are bad that it's not even fun bad. It's
Yeah,
just
it's just like-
not enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, gal.
you can't act.
Next one. Unpopular opinion. If they ever recast The Flash, it should be Wally West. Let me tell you why I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
First of all, one, they shit the bed with Barry Allen.
Yeah.
yeah.
Putting somebody else after Ezra Miller into Barry Allen, there's going to be a stigma there that's just not going to go away.
Yeah.
And also, I do think that, yeah, Wally West is a version of Flash that is more kind of like attuned to the comedic style they
Yeah.
want.
Yes.
Because I think because of the CW, they assume that like Barry Allen is a funny jokester, even though he became boring and just sad all the time. But like, he's just not. I think like his Barry Allen is like a weird mixture of comic book Barry Allen and Wally West
Yeah.
smashed into one guy.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
agree.
the problem that I've had with the Ezra Miller Flash is that it's just Ezra Miller in a red suit.
Yeah. Slash like Peter Parker vibes. Like the quips, the way they have him
Yeah.
quipping
Yes,
feels more
kind
like
of.
a more socially awkward Peter Parker.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man,
Yeah.
but fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fast and fast.
pretty much.
It's
Yeah.
a fast spider.
Yeah,
Fast
exactly.
Spider.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, just let go of Barry Allen, do Wally West or Bart Allen, and just cast somebody new and get like, people will get attached to the character either way. They want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
the Flash, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Maybe don't do Jay Garrick with the helmet,
Yeah,
but
maybe
like,
don't do Jay Garrick.
you know,
That's old school shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it's because a lot of the people too that are watching the CW show, they know the Flash from like the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited and stuff, and
Which
like
it's
the,
Wally
and
West.
That's Wally
Yeah,
West.
that's Wally West.
So it's like it's not Barry Allen.
Yeah, I kind
bro.
of thought it was gonna be Wally because he had like when they cast him because of the hair color and stuff. I would just immediately more
Yeah.
thought that
Yeah.
was Wally.
yeah,
and-
because for those those who don't know, in the comics, Barry Allen is famously blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people were like,
Yeah.
so is he Barry Allen as a joke? Is this what's happening?
Yeah, no, it's like it's just really weird. I feel like the CW shows overall like just really fundamentally misunderstood or just didn't care to understand the characters they were bringing to screen because
Yeah.
like
Sure.
Arrow
They
is
made Arrow
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then honestly, Flash kind of acts a little bit more like maybe a younger version of what you would expect the Arrow to kind of be like because he is more of a funny
Yes. A lot of people
character.
don't know that. The Green Arrow
Is
is actually
funny.
a very comedic
very
character in
comedic,
the comics. Yeah.
quippy, but like kind of like sardonic dark humor sometimes,
Yeah,
like
exactly, yeah.
self-deprecating a little bit, like
But
kind of
I
like,
think they were open with because Stephen Amell, who played Oliver Queen, the
Mm-hmm.
Arrow, he talks often about how like the inspiration for the show was the Nolan Batman movies.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah, which is like
Like, I'm sorry, like,
no, but it's like because you watch him and it's like with the bat it works. You can't arrive in Batman mode and just pull out a bow and arrow. It's like
Yeah.
it's like read the room. To be fair, they made it work. I did like the first 2 seasons of Arrow.
Oh, season 2 was phenomenal.
Season
really,
two
I feel
was
like
good.
I didn't
Season
like
two was-
season 2.
Hmm?
I felt like season 2 was when they couldn't get away from the island. Everything was the island. We gotta go back to the island. The island he was stuck on. The island.
Well,
And
Yeah.
like,
that went on for like the first 5 seasons.
Yeah, the
so-
first 5. Yeah, no, season 3 lost me as soon as they introduced Ra's al Ghul. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm okay with taking influence from Batman, but when you're taking Batman storylines to give them to Oliver
yeah, that's what I'm
Queen,
saying. They clearly wanted a Batman
Yeah.
show, couldn't do it, so they just were like, who's the character that no one knows anything about?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I stuck with it
It's also
until
rich.
season 6, I think, is when
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
fair.
I'm out.
I made it
yeah.
further into the Flash. But
Flash, I stopped. No, actually, Flash, I watched the first 3 seasons. Season 4 is the first season that I didn't watch all of it. I skipped episodes.
Yeah.
right.
And then season 5, I got 3 episodes in, and I was like,
Yeah,
See
I
you later.
can't
Fair enough.
even remember where I left off. I think something with some girl getting stuck in between 2 things with I don't even
no, I don't know.
remember.
As soon as they
Yeah, I
introduced
know.
like their daughter from the future,
Didn't get there.
who is like 20, she's like almost 30 years old, but they coded her to be like a child.
Oh, that's weird. I don't like
It's
that.
so strange, and
I don't
like,
like that.
like even
Yeah.
the yes,
She
like
looks the same age as them.
She's older than them.
She's
The actress
older than-
who plays Nora Allen,
Yeah.
Nora West Allen, is older than Grant Gustin and Candice Patton,
Wow.
and she's playing their daughter, but she's supposed they make her act like a child.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Like
weird.
And, like, she talks like a
13-14-year-old.
child.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
I don't
she's
like
like
that.
Whines
when
and
she
shit.
messes up,
So
she goes like, "Please
That's
don't be
weird.
mad at me," like stuff like this. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Just infantilizing. That's so
100.
gross.
It's really creepy.
Yeah.
It
That's
doesn't
gross.
work, and I gave up. Eventually, I caught up with the show till season 7, and season 7 was like a disaster, and that's when I made my video because
Yeah.
I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding
yeah,
me."
yeah.
Because like it was never like a masterpiece or
No,
anything. It was an
it was
enjoyable
fun.
comic book campy
Yeah, yeah. It
show.
was cute.
But yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it did not work out. But yes, if they do, because Ezra Miller is clearly never going to play the Flash again.
Yeah.
my
But if they recast, maybe go for some Flash that is not Barry Allen.
I agree.
We'll see what happens. All right, next one.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
Yes.
Couldn't have put it better
Sure.
myself.
I think about it every day.
It keeps me up at night.
All right, next one. This one is interesting because it's another movie that I know I've seen, but I don't remember much about it. Unpopular opinion: The Great Gatsby is a really good movie.
Oh,
I like The
God.
Great
I don't
Gatsby.
remember, yeah.
I don't remember very much of it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
fine.
neither.
It was fine.
I actually recently rewatched it because I'd seen the Elvis movie and it's Baz Luhrmann, so it's the same.
Oh, right.
So I was just kind of like, I like it. Like it's, I think it was a really interesting way to kind of blend some like modern stylistic things with something that's still very much a period piece and like good
yeah.
narration from like Tobey Maguire.
That party scene
The party
is
scene.
sick.
I like it. I
Iconic.
think it's a
Yeah.
good movie. I like it.
Yeah, sometimes because it's happened to me a few times where I've been like, I think I really like this movie. I loved it actually,
Yeah.
and then I rewatch it and I realize, oh no, it's just because I love the aesthetics. But
And
then I pay attention to the writing and I'm like, it's actually
you
not
get
that
it.
good.
That
But
happens.
I saw Great Gatsby, I think in like 2014. So I would need to really rewatch
It's
that.
got a 3.4 on Letterboxd, so it's like
Yeah?
and everybody, literally all my friends gave it a 3.5 stars. Anybody
Yeah.
I know who's reviewed it, so like that's
It's decent.
it's decent.
That's kind of how I remember
You
it. It
know?
was an
Yeah, it's just
okay
fine.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. An okay movie with great visuals.
yeah, I liked it.
What was the take?
Wait, it got a less.
That is actually
it got
a
a
really
lesser
good
grade
movie.
than
Yeah.
being John Malkovich.
Yeah, man, you're wrong,
Jesus
my
Christ.
dude.
I really shot myself in the
My
foot with that one.
dude.
Listen.
All right, whatever.
I'm gonna
let's
check
move
the
on.
Rotten Tomatoes for you.
Literally bottom of the list.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Literally, a waste of time should not have been made.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, listen.
Okay, maybe cut that part too.
Okay, well, will this make you feel? No, it won't. It's worse. Yeah. See, audiences didn't like it as
Wow.
much on Rotten Tomatoes, but
Mm,
that makes
fair.
sense to me.
Fair.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Okay.
wasn't. Critics didn't like it. Critics also didn't like it, which I
Mm.
thought was weird, but whatever.
All right.
I thought it was fun.
But Leonardo.
Leonardo.
We stand.
Carey Mulligan, too, no?
Yeah, Carey
Carey
Mulligan
Mulligan,
as Daisy.
Tobey Maguire.
Maguire.
Solid cast, honestly.
Yeah.
Solid cast. Next one. Unpopular opinion. Schitt's Creek is not funny. I don't enjoy it.
I love this show.
I'm divided. I think I liked it a lot, but I haven't seen it recently.
Mm.
And I've seen clips, and I'm like, ooh, actually, they're not great.
Mm.
But I think the chemistry between all of the actors is really good,
Yeah.
and so that's
Yes.
kind of where it can get you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen odd episodes, so
Yeah.
I've never actually
Mm.
consistently watched it. So I've seen parts that I really enjoy, but for some reason, it feels like when I watch it, I'm like, I feel like this would have been a good movie.
Interesting.
They're actually planning. They're
Okay,
trying
cool.
to plan like to make a movie.
But I
Because
just
the
feel
show
like-
ended, right?
Yeah,
The show
I just
ended,
think
yeah.
it would have been good as like a movie about a family who was rich, suddenly losing all their money, and then that's
Yeah.
the
Totally.
movie, more so than like a show. But yeah, I
So
love it.
it's one of those shows where like I started watching it, like I was 2-3 episodes in. I love the cast. I think
Yeah.
everybody is really good.
Yeah.
But like I didn't find it particularly hilarious, and maybe because it's the beginning of comedies when they're still trying to find their footing.
Rough.
It can be a bit rough.
It's rare.
But like it quickly became a show that I would just put into the background while I was writing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And didn't really listen to it, and I don't know, it just didn't land for me.
No, that's fair.
But it's not like I wouldn't say it's a bad show by any stretch of the
No.
imagination.
Yeah,
but-
I think it's one of those things that because it's won so many awards, people end up looking at it more critically. If it was just kind of like what it was and it won a handful of like Emmys or whatever, but it would pick up every category. It would be
Yeah.
like best actress
Yeah.
in a comedy, best actor in a comedy, best comedy,
Yeah.
best this, you know.
Yeah.
But the family dynamic is
It's
just,
great.
It's
It's
really
great.
well
Yeah,
done.
they have
it's
great
so-
chemistry.
yes,
So well
they do.
done. Yeah.
Standing.
Well, it's 'cause, like,
even
two of
just
them are
like the kids.
Related.
Yeah.
The kid, like oh
Yeah.
my god, Alexis and Daniel fucking
Yeah.
kill it.
Mhm.
Or no,
They
David.
do.
David, yeah.
Yeah.
David. Dan. Yeah.
David.
So fucking
it's good.
funny.
Are the dad and the son actually
Yeah,
related?
yeah.
Yes.
they're-
Yes,
Oh my
they
god,
are.
they're
Yeah,
a
that
spitting
was like-
image of
I was
each
like,
other.
how
Yeah.
the fuck did they do
got the
that?
same
Yeah,
eyebrows,
no,
man.
yeah,
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 the
come on.
Levies.
The
Yeah.
Levies, yeah, exactly.
So good.
I love the Levies.
Jeez, amazing.
And then Captain O'Hara, you know,
Oh,
a queen.
Oh my god,
Classic.
Moira,
Yeah.
a queen.
Yes.
Moira. So
Alright.
extra for no reason.
So much. Would die for her.
She has like 30 wigs. Come on, fuck.
All right, next one. Unpopular opinion. Don't know if this counts, but I don't like Nancy Wheeler. Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
She-
that's not unpopular.
She doesn't exist without a love interest. Like her character is nothing if she doesn't have a
can't
boyfriend.
stand on her own or some kind of like interest going on in another area.
Yeah.
I think she started really interesting and compelling,
Very much
and then
so.
Yeah.
like the whole issue of like everything going on, like when she's with Steve and the stuff's going on with Barb,
Yes.
like that's
Yeah.
all really interesting. And I feel like they tried a bit with this season. I think she had some more moments this season, but it's rough.
Yeah, I mean, this season she's pretty much just Sarah Connor. But I don't know. I think that there isn't much going on for her character in terms of arc, personal arc. You know, like
No,
I
the arc is falling back in love with Steve.
Steve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Which I don't like that.
No, me neither.
I'm oddly maybe okay with it.
Yeah.
Because I think that Steve like had a huge redemption arc and his character
Yeah.
progression's been really good, and I think that like when they broke up he wasn't good enough for Nancy, and
Yeah.
now like they are good enough for each other, and like Jonathan's being a fucking weird little
Jonathan
loser.
sucks.
She could just be single for a bit. There's also a bunch of people who were like hard shipping like Robin with Nancy, but then I feel like they ruined Robin this
Oh, they
season a lot too.
ruined
They made her
her.
way too annoying.
Yeah.
But I could exist in the vacuum where if you brought Robin back to how she was in season 3, I could see
Here's
Robin
the
and Nancy
thing.
together.
Yeah.
I thought that they were rekindling their romance, and because I was convinced that one of the two was gonna die.
Same. Yeah, you were calling it the entire time.
Yes.
You were like, Steve is gonna.
And you
I thought
think-
Steve was gonna eat it this season.
And I could, yeah, it seemed like they were setting up for it, but I actually don't think they wouldn't let it happen.
No,
No, they don't have the
balls for it.
balls.
They
I
don't
think
have
they've
the balls.
solidified this season that they don't have the balls, and I
And
think
even if
that's
they did-
unfortunate.
Oh, 11 can just bring them back.
Yeah,
All of a
Yeah,
sudden.
I
Fuck
hate
the
that.
show,
like I
I
said-
hate that she pulled a Ray, man.
I think they need to kill 11. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, I
that's
think
the
so
answer.
too.
Yeah, I would be kind of upset if 11 ends the show alive.
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
And I think
I think 11.
I don't know if Hopper's gonna make it out.
Yeah.
Hopper should have died in season 3.
I
At the beginning.
I'm not as
I
angry
feel
with
like
that.
this
I'm not as
season
angry
there's
with
zero,
that.
like the whole Russia
Russia
line.
thing was weird.
Fuck all of that.
Do
That
you-
storyline
It was just too long,
Yeah.
I think. I
That's
think
it.
the reuniting.
If it's a couple of episodes,
Yeah.
fine. But
The
like,
reuniting
I-
Hopper with Joyce and
Yeah.
Hopper with 11, I
cute.
thought was pretty nice,
But
but it
yeah.
was just
I-
way too long.
I
Yeah.
just don't think the Russians should have ever been involved.
Yeah,
in
maybe.
any
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
from
'Cause
season
then they
3,
just
yeah.
didn't do
Yeah, in
anything with
season
it. There's
3,
probably a way it could have been used
That was one of my big problems with season 3. I feel like it was setting up a lot of unnecessary shit.
because it
and, like,
didn't pan out to being anything, and
Yeah.
maybe it's because they didn't want to hard commit to a direct versus the Ruskies thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think they just needed
consider-
an excuse to get the parents out of Hawkins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true for sure.
Yeah, and Joyce doesn't really have a point in the show anymore.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
She might again, since Will is supposed to be the main character of season 5.
Yeah,
So she might, but like this season, man, I was like, their whole storyline could have been 2 episodes.
I
Yeah.
think this show just needs to accept that there's some characters that it's okay just put them on the back burner for a little bit.
Or to kill
or
off.
kill
Or to
off.
kill off.
Yeah.
Sometimes their stories are just done.
Yeah.
And like
But you
use
don't need
that
to
to
kill
build
off everybody
tension.
who's done.
No.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
exactly.
can just like you say, put them on the back burner. But
Yeah.
like there are some characters that like, why is Murray still here?
Yeah.
Why is he
To be
cracking
honest, though,
jokes?
I
every
hear
day?
a lot of people really like Murray.
People
which
like everyone.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Like he's okay. He's a little bit too comedic, but like
a little bit.
yeah.
Every single one of his lines.
Every line.
Yeah.
Every line is a
line.
comedic bit.
Yeah, the show just kind of got away from them in a lot of ways, and that fans have done the thing. Like, there are people who literally, I saw somebody today commenting, like, well, yeah, no, Freeform was already dead. They canceled XX, Pretty Little Liars. And I was like, Pretty Little Liars went for like 7 seasons, which
Yeah.
was like at least 3 seasons too many. Why
Yeah.
would anyone complain that that show got
To
canceled?
be fair,
Didn't
Freeform
get
still has
canceled.
Cruel Summer,
Yeah, yeah.
which is coming up with season 2 real soon.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they've confirmed that it's
know,
going to be
I
an anthology.
Don't like that at all.
I didn't want them to continue the story of Jeanette and the other one.
did want them to continue that.
Why? No, they would have
because
ruined
they ended
it.
it on like I don't know. I hate anthologies. I hate them. I really do. I don't like them at all.
What's a good anthology?
Never heard
I
of one.
detest
Exactly.
them.
That's fair. Then that's fair.
I'll
I
watch
just
them
don't think it was.
occasionally.
To me, it was
I
either
don't like
anthology or
anthologies.
one and done
Yeah.
for Cruel Summer.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction is but it's a movie.
Oh, it's,
It's
a
not a
TV
TV
show.
show.
I have no
Actually,
idea what we're
in
talking
that-
about.
Cruel Summer. Yeah.
So in that scenario, I like it because Pulp Fiction is more like because all the stories intersect somewhere, and it's kind of this.
Yeah.
Isn't that the point of an anthology, though?
No,
No,
a lot of, no,
necessarily.
no.
Yeah,
Anthologies
it's like a different
are
story every time.
every time.
So like American Horror Story.
Oh, what am I thinking of then?
You're probably.
I don't know.
Isn't there a term for
There
when
is,
it's
and I
like
can't remember what it is.
when they
'cause
all
it's-
converge in the
Because
end?
it's the same thing with Inglorious Bastards. It's
Right.
like, and
Yeah.
I love that. I love it when
Yeah.
there's different stories, but they all work to the same thing, and it's all set in the same thing. But like anthologies are things like the VHS horror stories,
Right.
where it's
Mhm.
like
Right.
it's like a different thing.
Yeah.
So I'm never a fan of that. I haven't watched American Horror Stories. That I might be a little bit okay with because it felt like they were intended to be one and dones, and then they're jumping
yeah.
American
to
Horror
something-
Story.
Yeah,
But I
horror
think the
story.
last few seasons have been merging all the seasons
apparently
together.
What they're doing right
Oh,
now,
really?
I saw it's called American Horror
Stories.
Stories.
Yes,
So
it's a
it is
new
going to
show.
be anthology episodes, and I was like, no, stop
Oh,
it.
episodes?
That
I'd like
is
to follow a
so-
through line.
No, I
on
don't
a
think so.
season.
I don't think it is. I think
Because
it's
apparently
every
that's what
episode's a
there are
different one.
rumors that what Stranger Things was originally supposed to be.
And
it was
I
supposed
believe
to be a season to season anthology, which again I wish it had been that, because even if the following ones had sucked, season 1 would have been a perfect entity of television that would have
Yeah.
been untouchable. But I don't know. I think they've made a plan for like a 5-season plan after they decided to continue,
Yeah.
and that they're ending it there.
Yeah, no,
So I am actually excited for season 5. I'd like to
too.
know where it goes, but
Me
season
too.
4 just
Oh, I'm
didn't
living
work.
for a Will villain arc. I want him to be the villain.
But at the same
so
time,
bad.
I just need Will to be good too. But I feel like it needs to be, honestly, if Will kills Mike, ain't even gonna blame him.
I think
Ain't
Mike
even
is a
gonna blame
character
him.
that should have died.
Yeah, they
in season
ruined
3.
they ruined
Yeah.
Mike.
They just
Yeah,
didn't
but-
do anything with him.
They didn't do it.
At
He's just
all.
kind of mean.
But like Finn Wolfhard looks like he doesn't even want to be there.
Yeah.
Like his
Probably
performance this
doesn't.
season is so bland compared.
well, he
and like
doesn't have anything to do.
he's so
Yeah.
much better in season 1. His acting is like, what the fuck? He's a kid. How is
Yeah,
he
I
so
know.
good? And then you're just like, he's just so. His whole speech, all he's here for is to give a speech about the power of friendship.
Do you? And then he doesn't actually do the friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Yo.
It's like, shut up, Will. I'm talking about the power of friendship.
Yeah.
God damn it, Will.
Do you think that they're setting up for Will to be gay?
Yeah.
Because I got hard vibes from that
think
this
so.
season that he has feelings for Mike
Mike.
and is kind of like having
Yes.
and is like knows that it's probably something that would never happen, but is also just feeling like kicked down by it, and like maybe that's not what they're doing at all, and it's my bad for thinking just somebody showing their emotions, but it's just the way he starts bringing up certain topics.
Yeah, I think in season 3 they hint at something a little bit, and I thought they were hinting at him being asexual and aromantic.
Yeah, also
Because he has
possible.
this conversation with his mom where like she's talking about like him having like a potential girlfriend,
Yeah.
and he says, "I'm not gonna fall in love." But
Yeah.
I think season 4 implies way too hard that he's gay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We'll see
I
what
think
happens.
if he's not, that would be weird at
Yeah,
this
it
point.
feels
It
weird.
would be like, why would you go all around that way to get to not that?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that scene in the car
rough.
where he starts crying. It's a scene.
Yeah.
I actually don't think that scene is that well written, but God, Noah Schnapp's acting.
He's so good.
Fuck, he's good.
I'm like,
man.
for how little they give him, he still cares so much.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, really, he really
Sweet
does.
boy.
My man's
Yeah. I'm fine if Jonathan dies.
Yeah.
I don't need Argyle in the show.
Argyle's
Yeah,
Just be
fucking
like,
trim the fat, man.
dude, you guys are like so weird. Why is there like a spider in the sky? That's crazy. He's so annoying. Anyway, it's not that he's annoying. He's,
Yeah, I
he's
don't
too
even
one
hate him.
note.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joyce, I'm guessing is gonna have a bigger role. I would be surprised if
Hoping.
Hopper survives season 5. I was sure that either Steve or Nancy was gonna eat it. I think early on, I thought it was gonna be Nancy. I thought Nancy was gonna die. Then I thought it was gonna be Steve.
Same. I really thought it was going to be
And
Steve.
then when they started setting up like Nancy picking up a gun and like having the shotgun, I was like, oh, I think she's gonna go down fighting Vecna and saving everybody. And then neither of them do. And then they pull the switcheroo when they kill Max, and I was like,
oh, they've got balls.
yeah, I was like, if that goes through, they just raise the stakes of this show
Max.
by 1 million. I know, but that's why. That's because you love Max, right? It's
Yeah.
like what I call the Game of Thrones effect.
Yeah, I
like Game of Thrones
know.
will make you care about a character, and then you watch them get their fucking throat sliced right in front of you, like
Yeah.
with mad blood, and you're just like Oberyn Martell.
yeah, but that was he fucked around and found out.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Damn.
yeah,
Okay. Next one. Unpopular opinion. I like that Ted got back with Robin.
wrong.
You are sorely mistaken. What in the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Wrong. No, they were never good together.
Yeah.
They were like cute middle on when they're dating before they like really stop and think about the fact that like Robin doesn't want kids and that's all Ted wants. So-
There's literally 2 seasons worth of their story where the point of it is they don't work.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally just driving home to the audience,
Yeah.
to themselves,
Yeah.
that no matter how hard Ted tries, they don't
don't
work.
work.
Robin doesn't want it to work. She's like, no, it's not you.
Yeah.
To just have it be like,
Actually, that's maybe kind of what I wanted the whole time.
Yeah. Your kids are teenagers.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
yeah.
god, trash.
Isn't she also introduces Aunt Robin for the entire show?
Yes,
Yeah,
she
it's
is.
Aunt
Because
Robin.
that's
It's
the thing.
because up until that point, like that's when like he's explaining the story to the kids,
Yeah.
and so by the end of the show, you reach that point where
Yeah, they
he's actually
catch up.
talking to his
Yeah.
kids.
Kids, but it's
And
because the
so-
mom died.
The mom died.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they're like, so the whole thing is why they're playing this like How I Met Your Mother. It's just the kids are like, you just want to date Aunt Robin,
Yeah.
and you just want our prince. So the whole thing was supposed to be like, you're just telling us all these stories to make us okay with you guys dating. It's dumb.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's
I
so
don't like
dumb.
that.
It's
They
really
literally
stupid.
torpedoed the show in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
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 After what, 10 seasons?
8,
Eight.
9?
Is it
7.
9? It's 9. It's 9.
Nine,
It's
nine.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's the
nine.
ninth
It's
season,
nine
and they even
seasons.
do like a nice thing where they go through all the different characters and what they're doing now, like how
Yeah.
like the bartender's son runs it with him,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
finally remember like blah blah's name was Carol,
Yeah.
Yes.
like
Blah,
really
blah.
nice
Yeah.
ending,
Yeah.
and then they just fucking torpedo it, and it's like y'all gotta fucking stop.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because they had a planned ending. And they had shot those scenes years ago, and then felt they had to stick to it. But
Yeah.
no, you
They shot the ending in 2006.
yeah
The show ended in
with the kids,
2014.
yeah. Just no, change
Wow.
it, change it.
Yeah. It just didn't work. And
Doesn't
like
work.
the problem is that they had a planned ending that could have been good, by the way. But
It could have, yeah.
the issue is that by the time they got to that ending, the identity of the show had completely changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that, they had had managed to give us like season 8 has an episode that is literally meant to wrap up the Ted and Robin
Robin
storyline
story.
with a perfect little bow,
Yeah.
so that everybody feels comfortable with the fact that they didn't work. She's
work.
gonna be with Barney.
And
They're
that
meant
actually
for
makes
each other.
sense.
And
Yeah.
that
Makes
actually
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the entire final season takes place during the wedding, like
the
leading up to
weekend.
their
The
the weekend
wedding.
of their
The
wedding,
weekend.
which was an
Which I
odd
really
choice to
liked.
make
I
like
was okay with
20
that. I
episodes
liked
take place in 3 days.
It was rough, but I still like a lot of it. I
But
liked
they
a lot
make
of it.
jokes of it too, though. Like,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like, wow,
they-
there's
they-
a lot that happened this
Yeah.
weekend. Like,
Yeah.
strange lot. Like,
Yeah. If they had pulled like a CW where like the season was like 15 episodes instead of the usual
Yeah.
20-ish, I think it
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
been much better.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the entire last season is the wedding of
Barney and
Robin and Barney. And then they get married and the finale starts and they're like, actually they got divorced a year later.
Yeah, like
Off
almost
screen.
instantly.
I'd be so pissed.
I was
Yeah.
pissed.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just like she's been traveling for work and he's traveling with her and then is like super unhappy. And I'm like, but no, that would make sense. Barney would love just getting to like bounce around and like sleep with his hot wife while she's doing work and stuff. Like, none of it makes any sense. Like, it was dumb. It was super dumb.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, because like Ted's certainly not going to be okay with her traveling around being a travel journalist. He's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
That makes
needy
no
as fuck.
sense.
Like,
He's needy as fuck. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best way to put
The
it.
Schmosby, right?
yeah, Schmosby.
Yeah, classic Schmosby.
Classic Schmosby.
Classic Schmosby.
Yeah.
That line is so funny.
know.
Is the delivery with a little life? Classic Schmosby.
It's like, I love you. Classic Schmosby.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this ending was never gonna work.
No.
They couldn't make it work the way their show had been going for the past, like
Past
4
yeah,
5
past
seasons.
Yeah,
season
that's it.
3, they lost it. There was
Yeah.
no way to do it past season 3.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
It was gonna be off, and at least
Yeah.
Marshall and Lily
Lily.
get a good ending.
They get
I
their
think,
good
yeah.
ending.
you
Yeah,
know?
they get a good ending.
Yeah.
No one else does.
So it's not like it's all bad, but because the ending was so bad that like in the DVD release they actually put an alternate ending
Yeah.
where the show ends the second he meets the wife.
Yeah.
Like you have like the because they meet at a train station.
yeah.
And then
it's
they
so
talk and like
cute.
their conversation is so well written.
It's
It's
so
so
well written.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
then
Christina Maloney's so great.
She's so adorable.
and she's so good in
Yeah.
everything else she's in.
Yeah.
it's so funny how like before Kristen Milotti showed up as the mom, like the whole thing on the internet was who's going to play the mother. And for the long time, they thought it was going to be like, there were rumors that it might be Jessica Alba. Like everybody thought it was going to be like a surprise, like
Big celebrity.
Yeah, big celebrity.
Oh, okay.
Like people thought it was going to be Angelina Jolie. I know Jessica Alba was one of the biggest names out there for like
Yeah.
for like years. And I don't know where that came from.
Me
But like
neither.
people were really like stuck on this idea. Then there was the girl from the OC who played Summer.
Oh yeah, Summer.
yeah.
Well, she's actually in the show.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
a
she's gay.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was like a rumor for a
She's
really long
the
time.
roommate. Then they
Exactly.
make her the roommate
Exactly.
of the girl who
I think
he
they
ends up
pulled a
marrying.
switcheroo like
But
on
yeah,
purpose.
Ted never meets the roommate. It's just like
That's
this
it.
weird thing where he gets run out of the house and like
Yeah.
takes her umbrella.
But I think that was clever because it's like when he meets her, you see it's Summer from the OC, and everyone is like, "That's it, that's the mom." She's been rumored for years, and it's the
It's not,
roommate
it's
of the
the
mom. That's such a
roommate.
clever
That's
thing,
cute.
though.
yeah, it was really cute, and they
That
set it
was
up so
really
and then they fucking ruin it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
sad.
So
Upsetting.
sad. So we
Yeah.
think you're
You're wrong. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
sorry
no.
to say.
sorry.
I love the show, but yeah, you're kind
Glad you got your ending.
That ending does not
I just think
work.
a big thing is that people need to realize that sometimes their ships just aren't meant to happen on screen. And you can ship the characters and you can love the characters and imagine their perfect relationship, but understand that the progression did not lend itself to that storyline.
Yeah.
Like I said, all the people being like, Robin and Nancy should have got together. And I'm like, you can imagine that in your vacuum and think it's adorable, but the show has never made any suggestion
Yeah.
that Nancy would be into
Right.
women.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. She spent most of the time being annoyed by Robin because Robin was very annoying this season.
Oh man.
So it just doesn't matter. You can have your ships, but you have to realize that sometimes they're just not meant to happen. And I'm sorry, that's just the How I Met Your Mother ending was not meant to be.
Yep.
It is what it is.
It is what it
Sorry.
is.
But it is an actual unpopular opinion. So you win, I guess.
Hey.
Hey, congratulations!
Congratulations, you're wrong. Ooh,
Ooh.
I have a last one that I think is going to upset probably everyone.
Okay.
Okay. I'm already sweating.
Unpopular opinion. Pizza should be eaten cross-side first.
Depends. Okay. So in my hometown, there's
Yes.
pizza, and it has Parmesan and garlic crust.
Yes.
So what I will do is I'll take like one bite from the front, but then I'll take a bite from the crust because you want to get to it before it kind of starts not being as warm and not being as like fresh, so it gets a little hard. So I will. It's almost like you do a little circle. So you take a bite, you bite some of the crust, and then you kind of go, and then I'll usually eat more just straight, and then I'll eat the crust at the end. But it's because like when you first open it, that's when the bread is like the easiest to bite, and then as it starts getting cooler, the crust stops being as easy
okay.
to eat, and then the butter and Parmesan and garlic just doesn't work as well as it does when it's fresh. And then if you have stuffed crust pizza, that also makes sense to take like a bite of the stuffed crust, go to the front. But like regular pizza, just
Yeah.
basic everyday pizza, no, you
That's
go
just
from that.
unhinged behavior.
unhinged
Go to
behavior.
jail.
Go to jail.
But I mean, does anyone else like kind of fold the pizza?
I do.
Like,
Yes,
if
I
it's,
do
if
that,
it's
yeah.
a big,
Yeah,
if it's a,
yeah.
if it's like a floppy New York style
Yes,
slice,
yes, exactly, yeah.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, of course, that's
But
great.
like to do that and then flip it around and eat the crust.
That's weird. 'cause
Go to
then-
jail.
That's
not okay.
Commit yourself.
That's the competitive eating way.
The what?
Eat the crust
The
first.
competitive eaters will either like they put two pieces together and then they smush it and then they kind of just go around in like a circle because they want to
okay, yeah.
make sure that they're not only getting to like the small up to the big first. They kind of want to make sure that they start with the big, chew it, and then move to where it's a little bit easier and then go again.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Maybe that person is competitive.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
why-
if
Maybe.
you're
If
competitive,
you're
if
competitive
competing.
I
to
don't
eat
know. It
pizza.
just seems
Still
like
unpopular.
You also
so.
Yeah.
lose some structural integrity too by eating crust first. Like
yeah.
That's
like,
a good point too.
honestly,
It's
if
more
I walk,
messy.
messy.
Yeah.
if I walk into a restaurant and I see someone eating crust first, I will do a double take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a judge. I don't like
Judge.
I don't.
judge.
I carry my gavel with me.
Yes, I don't like judging people.
That's fucked up.
But yeah,
That's fucked up.
That's
just go
fucked
to
up.
their table. Excuse me. That's kind of fucked.
That's
fucked
kind
up.
of fucked
You
up.
probably shouldn't do that.
I don't know if you know, but that's not how you eat that.
That is not socially
It's
acceptable.
not allowed.
I'm calling
That's
the
not
cops.
I'm called.
Go to jail.
It's like eating a sub by like opening it and eating toppings and then eating the bread.
Oh,
Or the
yeah.
burrito by the middle.
my
the burrito by
God.
the middle.
Like, come on.
Stop it.
Disgusting.
Like, it's not technically wrong.
It's not technically wrong. You can eat anything
but
you
it
want.
is.
It-
But it is.
It's a sin.
Question.
Mm.
Answer.
Hit me.
So Amanda and I are very much against Oreos.
Yeah,
Wait,
You're
why?
against
they
Oreos?
suck.
Yeah, Oreos are just not that
They're
good.
not good. Like the outer
like, to be
cookie,
against
it's hard and
Like,
I'm
you
not-
cannot like them.
I
No,
felt
we
like
are
the-
waging war. I'm kidding. No, we're
my
not.
way that people get so mad at me when I
You're
say
gonna
it just means
reevaluate
more
this,
Oreos for
or-
you.
Yeah, I mean,
Just means more Oreos for other people.
Yeah,
I was like,
true, true.
it's
Fair.
disappointing and sad. I don't like these. They're gross.
But
Yeah.
for you Oreo eaters,
I mean, I don't really care enough to have an opinion.
Me
to be
neither.
honest.
It's
no,
pretty
but
nostalgic.
what I was gonna ask is how do you eat them?
Yeah.
With milk.
Do you open them?
Oh.
Do
Do you
the
do the
twist,
opening and then
you eat
the-
the cream,
Yeah.
then the dip,
Yeah, you twist and
Oh,
open.
Yeah?
see, that's
Unless you're having them
difficult.
with milk.
and then you
get-
do the full dip.
Yeah, see, I used to
But
do
that's like
that,
a kid
but
thing. I don't
can't-
do
yeah,
that
I don't
anymore.
do that
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah. Yeah, because
tummy
if I
can't
open it
handle
up
milk.
and I lick it, then
I
I
feel
can't.
like-
I can't have the sides
Oh,
anymore.
no.
Yeah, that's what I mean because they're so gross.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
what is
it's
the point
chalky.
of that cookie?
Yeah.
It's very chalky.
Alleged cookie.
Alleged.
Not the alleged,
Moving
supposedly.
into legal territory. Actually, legally speaking, it can be qualified as a cookie.
It's more like a bitter chocolate cracker.
a
Like,
yeah,
biscuit.
kind of. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
You're
is.
not wrong, and
I-
I do
Yeah.
like Oreos.
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
You know?
You know what I mean?
You make some good, valid fact points.
I try to back up.
I like the little. I like the
takes.
little bite-sized ones.
I appreciate that.
They're much
The
easier.
bite-sized ones, for I could see
Mm.
that.
But isn't
much
that just to beat the purple?
I just don't like the flavor. Like I'm just I'm just not a fan.
It's just less chuckiness, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just
Small.
you don't want too much of this,
Nom, nom,
so.
nom, nom.
no.
Mm.
Yeah, if I was ever going to, if someone was like, "You have to eat these Oreos," I would need to like just soak them in milk. They'd need to just
Yeah.
become a different consistency for me to. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
fair.
That's fair.
That's
yeah,
fair.
that's fair.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, like Chips Ahoy then.
I love Chips Ahoy.
Okay,
Chips
cool.
Ahoy fire.
Okay,
Chips
cool.
Ahoy
So
is
we're
You
good.
mean
lit,
the
my
chewy
God.
ones
what's up.
especially? Like,
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, comfort food when I'm
Okay.
editing.
yeah, they used to
Oh,
have them that had like little
fuck.
mocha chips in them too, so it'd be chocolate and mocha chips.
Oh.
Ooh,
Can I get a
they discontinued them. They discontinued
Oh my
them, but
God.
they're so good.
Damn.
But yeah, I think that'll.
So yeah,
probably
eating
do it.
pizza crust first.
You're fucked.
Yeah, that's
Unhinged.
fucked up.
We'll
Don't do
probably
that.
you'll probably get judged, but hey, to each their own. To each their own. To each their own. You know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Everybody be living life. Life is for living. Do your thing, Queen. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this edition of the Unpopular Opinions on the Mothership Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. All our links are going to be in the description along with James McAvoy's
IMDb page.
IMDb page.
We gotta put it in every episode.
I know, just for the little James McAvoy. Oh boy. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next time.
Stay sexy.